ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामिने। नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। So Hare Krishna. Today we will be discussing on the verse Bhagavad-Gita 4.21, chapter 4 verse 21. So I will read the verse, synonyms, translation and purport now. निराशीर्यत चित्तात्मा त्यक्त सर्व परिग्रहः शारीरं केवलं कर्म कुर्वन्नाप्नोति किल्बिषम्. Nirashihi, without desire for the result. Synonyms: Yata, controlled; Chittatma, mind and intelligence; Tyakta, giving up; Sarva, all; Parigraha, sense of proprietorship; Shariram, in keeping body and soul together; Kevalam, only; Karma, work; Kurvan, doing; never; Apnoti, does acquire; Kilbisham, sinful reactions. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Such a man of understanding acts with intelligence and perfectly controlled, gives up all sense of proprietorship over his possessions, and acts only for the bare necessities of life. Thus working, he is not affected by sinful reactions. Purport: a Krishna conscious person does not expect good or bad results in his activities. His mind and intelligence are fully controlled. He knows that because he is part and parcel of the Supreme, the part played by him as part and parcel of the whole is not his own activity, but is the activity being done through him by the Supreme. But is only the activity being done through him by the Supreme. When the hand moves, it does not move out of its own accord, but by the endeavor of the whole body. Since a Krishna conscious person is always dovetailed with the supreme desire, for he has no desire for personal sense gratification, he moves exactly like a part of the machine. As a machine requires oiling and cleaning for maintenance, so a Krishna conscious man maintains himself by work just to remain fit for action in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. He is therefore immune to all the reactions of his endeavors. Like an animal, he has no proprietorship over his own body. A cruel proprietor of an animal sometimes kills the animal in his possession, yet the animal does not protest, nor does it have any real independence. A Krishna conscious person, fully engaged in self-realization, has very little time to falsely possess any material object. For maintaining body and soul, he does not require unfair means of accumulating money. He does not therefore become contaminated by such material sins. He is free from all actions to his reactions, from all reactions to his actions. So here we are discussing about a person who is completely dovetailing everything to the service of the Lord. He does not have the desire for any sort of sense gratification. He is like a yogi. A yogi is meant to perform yoga. And what is yoga? Yoga means connection, to establish the lost relationship with God, sambandha. So at present we have forgotten this relationship. Under the influence of Maya, we forgot the relationship with Lord Krishna, and we are speaking all nonsense by identifying with all dualities, that I am an American, I am a man, I am a woman, I am a Indian, I am a Russian, I am an Australian, etc. So except Krishna consciousness, he will work for everything. This is Maya Grasta Jivan, where the soul is completely fallen into Maya's influence. Tapasya means to revive our original normal life for Krishna consciousness. This is only possible for humans and not for dogs and cats. So tapasya means austerity, that I want to do it but I shall not do it. This is tapasya. It means to revive our original normal life for Krishna consciousness. So this is only possible for humans. The dogs, cats and animals on the street and the pets cannot do these kind of activities. So, Kaumara acharet prajño dharman bhagavataniha durlabham manusham janma tadapi adhruvam arthadam. From childhood only we should start the journey of understanding Krishna. And 6.17 Bhagavad-Gita shows regulation in 4 things: yukta ahara, eating food; viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu; yukta swapnavabodhasya yogo bhavati dukkha. So this verse comes in Bhagavad-Gita 6.17, where it is said that he who is regulated in his habits of eating, sleeping, recreation and work can mitigate all pains by practicing the yoga system. So Maya's illusion. A person is in the worst condition of life, living in the most abominable state, but he considers that he is happy. This is Maya. So starting of life is what? Tapasa brahmacharyena shamena cha damena cha. So Nectar of Instruction verse 2 gives us the things which we should avoid. So Atyaharaha prayashascha prajalpo niyamagraha janasangascha laulyam cha shadbir bhaktir vinashyati. So there are 6 things, like some of them are Atyaharaha, so eating more or accumulating unnecessary money which more than one's requirement. Prajalpa means unnecessary talking. Prayashascha, over endeavoring for mundane things that are very difficult to obtain. So Janasangascha, associating with people who are not interested in Krishna consciousness. So also changing the laws of the scriptures or acting whimsically are some of these laws. So one can refer to this verse and get to know the list of things which he should not be performing. So nirashihi, again as it is mentioned here, nir plus ashihi, so without the desire for the result. So no sense of proprietorship. Such persons aren't affected by the sins of work. And Nectar of Instruction verse 3 gives us 6 things to follow. That is Utsahan, Nishchaya, Dhairya, Tat Karma Pravartana, Sanga Tyagat, Sato Vritti, Shadbir Bhaktir Prasidhyati. So one can refer even to this also. Now coming to the main point, that a person who is in Krishna consciousness, he does not expect good or bad results. His mind and intelligence are fully controlled. He knows that I cannot possess anything here. I only have to dovetail everything for the service to the Lord. And as in the previous verse 4.20, 19 and all, we have already discussed that this person, his every endeavor is devoid of the desire for sense gratification. He doesn't want anything for himself. He knows very well that Krishna is my main controller, and I have to do what Krishna makes me do. So I am like a puppet in Krishna's hands, and Krishna will give me the result of everything. So thus this devotee does not become contaminated by the material sins. He is free from all the reactions. I mean, he performs akarma where he is doing nothing materially. He is doing everything on a spiritual plane, on a spiritual platform. So thus he is free from all reactions to his actions. So he moves exactly like a part of a machine, as it is mentioned here that machine requires oiling and cleaning. So similarly, a Krishna conscious man maintains himself by work so that he can remain fit and engage in the transcendental loving service of the Lord. So he is immune to the reactions of all his endeavors. He has no proprietorship even on his own body. This body also has not been created by us. How can we claim that it is ours? So just like the animal of a cruel proprietor does not have any real independence, we don't have real independence as well. We have only minute independence. That is, we can do whatever we want, but we cannot go to such an extent of defying the Lord. Then the Lord will punish us against, because then the material nature under the direction of the Lord, Yamaraj and the criminal department will punish us. So we'll become the criminal immediately if we violate the rules of the state. So similarly, the state allows us to do whatever we want to, but what we do, if it breaks the laws of the state, then we are arrested or given a death sentence or whatever. So similarly, whatever we do, if it does not follow the law book of the Supreme Lord, then we will be punished. So this is the main thing, where the devotee is giving up everything and only working for the Lord. Yukta Vairagya, and engaging everything in the service of the Lord is called Yukta Vairagya. So this is the way which we are all supposed to follow. Engage in Yukta Vairagya by not having attachment to anything, because anyway at the end of the day we know that this material world is temporary. We will not be able to take away anything with us from this material world, so why worry, why have the problem? So it's better if we dedicate everything to the Lord, and without any worry we can just go back to Garden. So we can serve Him there, we can gain pure love for Him, we can stay together, Samipya Mukti, we can have the same form as the Lord, we can live in the same place with the Lord, serve the Lord, associate with the other people who are there in that abode, who are already liberated. So all this can happen when we only break our cycle of action and reaction, that is the chain of karma, and that will happen only when we dedicate everything to the Lord. So the reactions to those work come under the category of akarma, which has zero material benefit but 100% spiritual benefit. So this is the work that can take us back to God. We all must take inspiration from what the Lord is saying, and we should engage in the Yukta Vairagya principle. So this is the end of the explanation on Bhagavad-Gita 4.21. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranams.